All right. Okay, so the way we begin, did you get my email?
Yes, I did.
A few minutes ago?
Pardon?
I sent you an email a few minutes ago to tell you some of the things that you would need tonight.
I have what is recommended in the instruction because I didn't read completely the letter. I was in a hurry
Oh, okay.
with both my devices.
So you're going to need three things. One of them is so we're going to be rolling up a blanket like this.
Yeah, I did already.
And if you have a thick towel or something, you could roll that up. That's one thing you're going to need. The other thing you're going to need is a belt. So, you know, here in class, we have these yoga belts that we use, but you can use any belt that you have for your clothing. And then the last thing that we're going to be using is a block, and you can get a book, get a book that has a hard cover on
Yeah,
it.
I have it.
Okay, and then you will have everything you need. All right, so we begin each class by rolling up these, so near the towel that you might have, and we lay over it so you can see it's like right in the center of my back. It's not way down here at the bottom, but it's more at the center. Yeah, but it allows me to get my shoulders down toward the ground, so it looks like this.
Okay.
So if you can do that, and you probably won't be able to hear this, but I'm going to be putting on some music for the people that are here in the studio. And we're just going to close our eyes and be quiet for a few minutes. I'm not going to be saying anything for about a minute, so don't think that you're that there's something wrong with your sound. It's just I'm not saying anything.
Okay.
And so moving awareness through the body, starting at the crown of the head and moving down to the tips of the toes. Pausing along the way to release any tension or any tightness that you may encounter. Moving awareness into the breath and into the tips of the nostrils where you can feel the flow of the breath. Notice the cool air coming into the body with each inhalation. Notice the slightly warmer air coming out of the body with each exhalation. Moving awareness into those places in your body where you most tend to feel stress. And now becoming very soft in those places. And letting the breath be smooth. Letting the breath be deep. Letting the breath be even. Okay, and then bending your knees, placing your feet on the ground, and then scooting backward until the buttocks is up on top of the bolster, and then drawing your knees into your chest. Okay, and then bringing the feet back down onto the ground, lifting up to remove the bolster, rolling over to your side, and coming up. Okay. So we are getting started a little bit late. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up into a standing position, and we're going to do some warm-ups in a standing position. So you don't need anything for this. You just need to come up. And you guys can keep your sticky mats the way they are. At home, those of you that are doing this on Zoom, you can, if you will, turn your sticky mat this way so that when you're facing your device your sticky mat is out this way. I'm gonna turn the camera up a little bit, make it easier to see me. Yeah, a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to stand with our feet a little less than hip width apart. And we're going to have the outsides of the feet parallel to the outsides of the sticky mat. And we're going to stand nice and tall. We're going to try and align our body so that we have shoulders over hips. And then you may need to tuck your chin a little bit. You want ears over shoulders. And for a moment, we're going to just close our eyes and notice the subtle movements of the body as the body moves into stillness. Okay, and then you can open your eyes. We're going to tilt the breastbone up toward the ceiling. And when we do this, it's going to make the lower part of the spine move into the body. It's going to make the shoulders kind of roll back toward the back. We want both of those things to happen. And then we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades toward one another. And then on your own, you're going to take 3 deep, deep, full breaths. Deep inhalations, deep exhalations. And when you get to the end of your third breath, leaving the chest up without collapsing the chest back down again, you're going to lower your chin down toward the chest. And if you notice any tension or tightness in the back of the neck, see if you can let it go. And then we're going to lift the head back up again. And then we'll inhale and exhale the chin to the chest. Inhale the head up. Exhale the chin to the chest. Inhale the head up. Exhale the chin to the chest. And inhale the head up. We're going to lower the head one more time, but this time we're going to place both of our hands on top of the head. And then we're gently going to pull like we're trying to pull the chin closer to the chest. Stretching all of those muscles in the back of the neck. And then you can release your hands and lift your head back up. And then we'll lengthen through the neck and stretch the right ear over toward the right shoulder. And now we'll place the right hand just above the left ear, and we'll give the left side of the neck a gentle stretch. And then you can release and lift the head back up. Lengthen through the neck once more and stretch the left ear over toward the left shoulder. And now placing the left hand just above the right ear and giving the right side of the neck that same gentle stretch. And then you can release and lift your head back up again. And then we'll inhale. And as you exhale, look over your right shoulder. Inhale. And exhale as you bring your head back to center. Inhale. Exhale, looking over the left shoulder. Inhale and exhale as you bring your head back to center. Okay, now we're going to place our hands on our hips. And we'll inhale and exhale, looking over the right shoulder once again. And now we're going to turn our chest to the right, but not our hips. You're going to use your hands to hold your hips in place as you turn as deeply as you can to the right. Sometimes it helps if you squeeze your heels as if you were trying to drag them toward each other. But of course, your feet aren't going to move. And this can sometimes help you keep your hips in place as you twist to the right. Inhale and exhale as you come back to center. Okay. Inhale. Exhale, looking over your left shoulder. And now turning your chest to the left, but again, not the hips. And turning as deeply as you can into that left twist. Inhale and exhale as you come all the way back to center. And then you can lower your arms. Okay. Inhale. Exhale, looking over the right shoulder. And then turning your chest to the right. And now turning your hips to the right. And continuing to turn until you reach the end of your range of motion. Inhale and exhale as you come all the way back to center. Inhale. Exhale, looking over the left shoulder. And now turning the chest to the left. And now turning the hips to the left. And turning until once again, you reach the end of your range of motion. Inhale and exhale as you come all the way back to center. All right, last one of these twisting things. We'll place our hands back on our hips. Inhale and exhale, looking over your right shoulder. At the same time, turn your hips to the left. So head to the right, hips to the left. Inhale and exhale as you bring your head and your hips back to center. Inhale Exhale, looking over the left shoulder and turning your hips to the right this time. Inhale and exhale as the head and the hips come back to center. So I'm going to, just for a second, I'm going to run over and turn the air conditioner back on in the studio. It's going to make a little bit of noise, but I'm going to try and talk loud enough that you'll be able to hear me.
Sam Peavy's Playhouse, reading aloud.
Hmm?
Didn't watch Peavy's Playhouse. He was reading aloud. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to bring the shoulders around in forward rolls, squeezing and lifting the shoulder blades. And then backward rolls. And release. And then we'll lift the shoulders up toward the ears. We're going to squeeze them tightly into the ears, nice and tight. Lengthen up to the arms. Spread your fingers as far apart from each other as you can. Try and make your entire body tight. Tighten the legs. Tighten the buttocks. Tighten the belly. Tighten the chest. And release. Okay, and then you can widen your legs some. And then we're just going to turn from side to side and let the arms go as we do. And then we're going to bring the arms up into a goalpost position. And each time an elbow goes back, we give it a little bit of a nudge. So you can feel the shoulder blade on that side of your body move a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to straighten the arms, and you're reaching behind you with each hand as if you were picking apples off of a tree behind you. Obviously, low-hanging fruit. Okay, and then back into the goalpost position. And then as you swing to the right, the left hand goes over the heart. As you swing to the left, the right hand goes over the heart. And then you can slowly release your arms and come to a stop. Okay, good. Now let's bring the feet together. We'll sweep the arms overhead, clasp the hands, feel as if you're being lifted up toward the ceiling. And then from the waist up, moving in just tiny circles. And then opposite direction. Okay, and then you can release your arms back down again. We'll bring the feet hip width apart. Hands are on the hips and knees are nice and soft and giving. And now we're going to make big circles. And opposite direction. release. And now we're going to bring the hips around in circles. And then opposite direction. And release. Okay, and then you guys can turn and face the window. We're going to get a wide stance on our sticky mat. So the feet are out nice and wide. And again, you can place your hands on your hips. And one more time, moving in circles. So if your legs are out wide enough, you should start to feel a stretch going through the inside, the groin area of your legs. Okay, opposite direction. Okay, and release, but leave your legs out nice and wide. We're going to bring the right arm up in the air, fingers together, pointing straight up. Inhale. And as you exhale, slide the left hand down the left leg, reaching out to the right side of your body. Inhale up and exhale as you lower that arm down. And then we'll bring the left arm up. Inhale and exhale as you slide the right hand down the right leg. Inhale up and exhale as you lower that arm down. Okay, then we'll bring the feet together, bend the knees, bring the knees around in circles. And opposite direction. And release. And then for you people at Zoom, you can now turn your sticky mat the long way. I'm going to turn the camera down so you can see. And we're going to stand with the right foot in front, and the heel is going to be slightly off of the ground. You can place your hands on your hips, and we're going to bring the knee around in circles. So you are lifting and lowering the heel with each revolution of the knee. Once you have that movement down, you can add your hips if you want, get a little bit of hip movement as well. You know, anything you move is a good thing. They sometimes call this one Elvis moves his pelvis. Okay, opposite direction. And release. All right, left foot forward. And move your knee around in circles, lifting and lowering the heel. You get that knee movement first, and then once you've got it, then you can start adding your hips if you want. And opposite direction. And release. And then the last thing we do for our warm-ups is we lift the right foot up in the air and circle around the ankle a couple of times. So you need to work on balance when you're doing this. And then opposite direction. And release. Left foot up, so we'll go around. And opposite direction. And release. All right. So we are going to grab hold of our blocks. And so you're going to, at home, you're going to grab hold of your book. And so, you know, this is now this is not a hardcover book. I asked you at home to get a hardcover book. This is the only one I had. But basically, the width of one of these books is pretty close to the width of a block. So it's a close thing. You're gonna place your hands on the book like this. So you know, resist trying to hang on to it with your hands. Try to just keep your the palms of your hands pressing into the book, into the block. Okay. We're going to keep the arms straight, and we're going to lift them up over the head. As you do this, you want to squeeze your hands into the book or into the block just a little bit. You don't have to do this really tight, but you do want to have a little bit of pressure on that as you lift and lengthen through the arms. Push down into the ground through the feet. And then you can lower your arms back down. Okay, so we're going to do this again. Here we go. Hands are on your block or on your book. And straight arms, bring them all the way up overhead. Squeeze your arms in so that you're lengthening through your arms. Pressing into the block or into the book. Try and keep your hands, your arms next to your ears. Don't have them forward. Down a little bit. Don't have them out like that. You want them up so that they're right next to the ears like that. Okay, and then you can lower back down. All right, so this is your challenge of the night. You wouldn't think that just holding a block with your hands could be challenging, but what we're going to do, I'm going to turn sideways so that you can see this, is, and you just watch for a second. I'm going to bring my arms up, and then I'm going to pull at my hips so that my upper body is parallel to the ground. And I want to keep my arms up next to my ears. I don't want them to hang down like that. I want them up next to the ears like that. Okay, so that's your challenge. Are you ready? Okay. Nobody said no, so I guess that means we're all ready. Here we go. So lift the arms up. And then hold at the hips, trying to get the upper body parallel to the ground and the arms next to the ears. Squeeze the hands into the block, lengthen up through your arms, Just a couple more breaths. Okay, and then you can come all the way back up and lower your arms. All right. So you can set your block or your book down for a moment. We'll have our feet hip width apart. And I should do this sideways for our new person. We're going to be folding at the hips, and we're going to be grabbing hold of an elbow with each hand. And then we're just going to hang in this kind of forward bending pose. Go ahead and do that. And we're going to be here for just a little while. So bring your awareness to the hamstrings in the backs of the legs, and move your body weight a little bit toward the toe side of the foot, and then back a little bit toward the heel side of the foot. And just go back and forth a couple of times, and notice that when you have the body more toward the toe side of the foot, that it stretches those hamstrings a little bit more. And so the next time that you have them on the toe side of the foot, leave them there. Okay, and then you can come back. All right. So there's something that I wanted us to do with the blocks, but it's something that you're not going to be able to do with your books. But if you go into your kitchen and get a soup pot, and you can turn the soup pot upside down and place it on there. And so here's what we're going to be doing with our blocks is we're going to have the blocks up at the highest level, and we're going to have our hands on the blocks like that. So as I say, a soup pan turned upside down would be the perfect thing. So we're going to wait for a second and let you go get your soup pots. Hopefully there's no soup. Yeah. Okay, I was waiting to see Ellen coming back. I don't see Ellen back yet. There she is. Ah. Somebody here wants to know if you were eating soup. All right, so you can place the soup pot in front of you. And your feet are going to be hip width apart. You're going to be folding at the hips and place your hands on top of that soup pot. Now, my teacher used to have us move our hands forward, so the hands in the block come forward. But I think it's easier if you just move your feet backward. So, take a step back and wait a moment, and then take another step back, and then try and have your ears next to your arms. And then keep stepping back just a little bit more. This is stretching through your shoulders. That's what you're trying to do with this stretch through your shoulders. And step back a little bit more. Okay, and then you can release the mind. Okay. And with that, we're going to come down onto the ground. And now you're going to need your belt. So whatever you are using for a belt. And I'm going to do this sideways for you so you can see what's going to happen is we're going to be with the belt around the leg. But I want to find out, before I even start with the belt, I want to find out how far I can get my leg up without using anything, because then I know that anything that I do a little bit more than this is going to be a stretch. So this is as far as I can get my foot. So if I place the belt around it and then I pull it just a little bit, then I have a medium stretch in my leg. So that's what I would like you to do, is to lay down on your back, and without using the belt yet, just bring your right, maybe your right leg only comes up this far. That's okay too. Maybe this is as far as you can get your leg. And then place the strap around it, and then just pull it a little bit more so that you have a nice medium stretch in your leg. And we're gonna hold it there for about 12 breaths. So just so you know, most people breathe at about 12 breaths per minute. So I always like to, if I'm doing yoga by myself, I always like to count breaths, so that way I don't have to have, one of these stopwatches that I use for my classes. Okay, so we're going to go even deeper into that stretch. We're going to do with the breath. So inhale, and then as you exhale, pull that leg a little bit even deeper into this stretch. So you're really feeling now this stretch moving through the back of your leg. We're going to hold it here for 6 breaths. Okay, and then you can lower your leg, and we'll pause here for a moment before we go over to the other leg. But while we're pausing here, notice the feeling in both of your legs and compare how your right leg feels now compared to how your left leg feels. All right. So without using your belt, bring your left leg up into the air and bring it up as much as you can without using the belt. And then once you are there, you can place the belt around the foot and bring it just a little bit deeper so that you have kind of a medium stretch in your leg. The yoga name for this pose is Padangusthasana, and this is Padangusthasana number 1. Lengthen out through your right leg a little bit. And you can make this stretch a little bit more by trying to push your heel up toward the seam. Okay, and now we're going to increase our range of motion. So inhale, and then as you exhale, pull on that strap, bring your leg a little bit further into that stretch. Okay, and then you can lower that leg all the way back down. We'll pause here a moment. For these next 2 that we do, Padangusthasana number 2 and number 3, I'm going to be turning and facing the camera once again. So we're going to start in Padangusthasana number 1. So lift your right leg up. And then place the strap around the foot and stretch it back just a little bit. I'm going to hold this here for about 3 breaths. Okay, and now you're going to place the strap in your right hand. And you're going to lower the right leg over to the right. And as soon as you feel the left side of your hips start to roll off of the ground, that's where you stop. And that's where we work the pose from there. So lengthen out through your left leg. Push the right heel away from you. So now we're going to increase our range of motion on this leg. So inhale. And then as you exhale, pull on the strap so that you're pulling your foot back toward the wall that's behind your head. And then you can bring your leg all the way back up in the air. And then you can lower that leg down off the ground. And we'll pause here for a moment. Once again, notice the difference between how your right leg feels and how your left leg feels. Okay, bringing your left leg up in the air and then placing the strap around it and pulling it just a little bit deeper into that stretch. Okay, and then placing the strap into your left hand and bringing the left leg over to the left. Again, as soon as you feel the right side of the hips start to roll off of the ground, that's where you stop. Lengthen out through your right leg. Lengthen out through your left leg. Push the left heel away from you. Make sure you're breathing smoothly. And then we're going to increase our range of motion on that side. So inhale. And then as you exhale, pull on that strap so you're pulling your leg closer to the wall behind you. can bring that leg all the way back up to the air and then lower it all the way down onto the ground, and we'll rest for a moment. We have one more variation to do. That's going to be Padangusthasana number 3. All right, here we go. Bring your right leg up in the air. Place the strap around the foot and stretch it just a little bit deeper. Okay, and now place the strap in your left hand. And you're going to bring your right leg over to the left. And you can roll your hips so that your foot comes all the way down onto the ground. Feel a nice stretch going through the right side of the buttocks. Lengthening out your left leg, pushing the right heel away from you. So now we increase our range of motion. Inhale. And then as you exhale, pull on that leg so you're pulling it closer to the wall behind you. Bring that leg all the way back up in the air and then lower it down onto the ground. Okay, last side, bring the left leg up in the air and place the strap around the foot. Bring it a little bit deeper into that stretch. Okay, and then placing the strap into the right hand and bringing the left leg over to the right. Lengthening out through your right leg. Lengthening out to your left leg. Pushing the left heel away from you. And then we'll increase our range of motion. So inhale, and then as you exhale, pull on that strap, bringing your leg even further toward the wall behind you. And you can bring your leg back up in the air and lower it down onto the ground. And we'll rest here for a moment. We're all done with these, so we're just resting. Okay, and then you can roll over to the side and come up into seated position. All right. So we're going to be doing a combination twist and forward bend. So we're going to leave our right leg out and we're going to bring our left leg in like this. And make sure that you have your belt nearby. So for the twisting part, we're going to try and take our left hand and grab the outside, the baby toe side of the right foot. So if this is your first time, you're probably reaching towards it. Maybe you can't hit your hand there. So you place your strap around your foot and then you hang on to it with your left hand. Like that. Then we're going to place our right hand on the ground. And then as you inhale, lift up like you're trying to sit up. And then as you exhale, twist your spine to your right. Lifting and twisting. And then you can release your left hand, sweep both arms overhead. You're going to fold forward. And you're going to be trying to you're going to be trying to grab hold of your feet. So again, if you can't grab hold of your foot, then place the strap around your foot. And this is called Janu Sirsasana. it means head approaches knee pose. So eventually over the years, you'll be able to get your head all the way down to your leg. And then you can come back up. Left leg out. Right leg in. And so we always start out in yoga as optimists. So even though maybe you couldn't reach the foot when you were doing the other one, maybe this one you can get. So always try it first and see if you can get it. Maybe you can get your hand there, maybe you can't. If you can't, then go back to the strap. That's what the strap is for. You'll feel like you're that you failed in something because you haven't. Okay, and the left hand is on the ground next to you. As you inhale, lift like you're trying to sit up. And then as you exhale, twist your spine to your left. Lifting and twisting. And then you can release your left arm, smooth both arms overhead. Roll forward into Janu Shirsasana. And they say that yoga is a journey and not a destination. So wherever you are in this pose is absolutely okay. You know, your journey is to maybe try and get deeper into it, and eventually means not tonight. It means over the next weeks, months, years, however long it takes. Okay, and then you can release to the mouth. So the next pose that we're going to do is we're moving into deep relaxation, but we're going to start with a restorative twisting pose. So basically, you can watch for a second at on Zoom. If you've never done this before, is you have your arms stretched out, you bring your knees to your chest, and then you just gently lower them over to the right side of your body. And then if it feels good, you can do it out over your left arm. So knees into the chest, and then lower them gently over to the right side of your body. And you can look out over your left arm. If that makes your neck feel in any way uncomfortable, then turn your head back to where you are looking up toward the ceiling. I'm going to disappear from the screen for a moment in case you look up. I'm just going to turn the air conditioner off so that we can have some quiet and deep relaxation. And then you can bring your knees back up in the air. And now you can gently lower them over to the left side of your body. And again, only if it feels good, look out over your right arm. If it doesn't feel good, then just turn your head back up toward the ceiling. And then you can bring your knees back up in the air. Wrap your hands around the backs of your thighs. Roll your hips around in circles. And then in the opposite direction. And then you can bring your feet down onto the ground, lengthen out your legs. And if you've never done Shavasana before, Shavasana means corpse pose. So you're just laying on your back, you have your hands at a nice comfortable distance away from your body. So not, you don't have to have them out like this, but just a nice comfortable distance away. And the same thing with your feet. Your feet are just comfortably apart. And I'm going to go over and turn on some music for my studio class, and we'll go through a guided deep relaxation. And you can turn your head from side to side a couple of times, making sure there is no tension or tightness in the back of the neck. And then together we'll slowly move awareness through the body, starting with all of the awareness in the crown of the head. Moving awareness down into the forehead, into the eyebrows, softening the eyebrows. Moving awareness into the eyes. Letting the eyelids fall heavy over the eyes. Letting the eyes fall heavy in the eye sockets. Moving awareness into the nose. With each inhalation, the body is nourished. With each exhalation, the body is cleansed. Moving awareness down into the lips, softening the lips. Moving awareness into the tongue, letting the tongue float inside the mouth. Moving awareness into the jaws, letting the jaws be unclenched. Out into the cheeks, down into the chin, and softening through the entire face. Moving awareness into the throat, into the deep, deep muscles of the throat, down into the neck. Moving awareness out into the shoulders, softening the shoulders. And then all the way down through the upper arms, into the lower arms, into the hands, into the fingers, into the fingertips. Moving awareness back through the fingers into the hands, all the way up through the lower arms, into the upper arms, into the shoulders. Moving awareness into the chest, and then down into the heart center. So this is the very center of the rib cage, deep inside you. It's also called the heart chakra. Moving awareness down into the stomach, down into the navel region, down into the lower belly. Moving awareness into the pelvis, and then all the way down through the upper legs, into the lower legs, into the feet, into the toes, into the toe tips. Moving awareness back through the toes into the feet, all the way up through the lower legs, into the upper legs, into the pelvis, into the lower back. Moving awareness up the spine, from the lower spine, up to the center spine, up to the top of the spine, into the back of the neck. Moving awareness around into the throat, up into the chin, out into the cheeks. Moving awareness into the jaws, into the tongue, into the lips, up into the nose, up into the eyes, the eyebrows, the forehead, the crown of the head. Moving awareness into the breath, breathing now as if the whole body were breathing. Letting the breath flow as if upward into infinity, downward into infinity, passing through the entire body from head to toes, releasing all efforts. And for a quiet, conscious moment, just enjoying the flow of the breath over and over. And deepening the inhalations, deepening the exhalations. Let the deepening of the breath begin to animate the body, wiggling fingers, wiggling toes, as you slowly transition back from internal to external. You may cup your hands and place them gently over your closed eyes. And now open your eyes into the warmth and darkness of the palms. Bringing your hands back down to your side, stretching, moving your body in any way that makes you feel good. And when you're done stretching, you can roll over onto your right side. And then in your time, as you become ready, you may come back up to a seated position. All right, my friends. So thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I look forward to seeing you all next Friday night. Namaste.
Thank you, Douglas. I'll see you Monday.
Okay,
Thank you, Douglas.
you're so welcome. I hope you enjoyed class.
Yes, very much. Thank you very much.
Okay.